Okay, y'all, I'm going to be my authentic self and not blur my background. Notice I'm not in the same spot. I am in my vehicle. Why? Because it's been a day. Um, I didn't record this last night and because I was dealing with my neighbor who lives, I live in a condo and like we're not going to move away from our condo probably for like another year when we buy a house and um the condo, but we plan on renting out the condo. So we'll still be owners of it and it's gonna take like so she's gonna have to get along with us. So she's upset and so um she's upset with life. She doesn't like me for other reasons and so she's been like sending me text messages cursing me out and stuff. So um if it keeps up, I'm just gonna have to like put a no contact order because this is, she wanted to call the police on my 8-year-old son because he was making too much noise upstairs. And I'm like, but you play music. She played music today, extremely loud, shaking the building, but I'm like, I'm not going to call the cops. But anyway, so between that and golf tournament yesterday, my first golf tournament, I didn't get a chance to do Bell Collective. The kids went, well, my son went golfing this morning and my daughter had chess lessons. And so now I had to take my daughter to get her hair braided. And here I am. So I want to get this in. So let's talk about the Bell Collective. And it picks up exactly where I left off with the fight between SoGucci and Selena. And it ends with this cut on SoGucci's hand. Of course, we're not getting to see the full detail of the fight. I guess SoGucci is on her behind. I don't like the fact that SoGucci talks about herself in third person. I mean, sometimes I do, but to go as long, like she doesn't like the SoGucci. And it's like, it's what do we get up with the name SoGucci? Like how do we do this? Like why can't you just use your regular name? I don't get that. Like that to me is suspicious. Like you keep changing your name. Anyway, um Akeisha was like, we need to take her to the hospital. I don't know what's going on. Nobody went to the hospital. So there's tension between them, clearly. And they wanted SoGucci and Selena to leave. Latrice is kind of crying about how her event was being ruined. Um, so Gucci eventually goes and talks to her husband. Like they have this moment where they talk where her and JJ talk, and they're upset that Selena fought her. And they talk about how, okay, here we go, about the unpresent, how she's not present. This is the claim that Selena was not a very present parent. I am going to struggle with this one because last week, SoGucci was on Carlos King, um, Reality with the King, talking about how she was always doing her hair, doing the kids' hair, how she neglected her own child to help care for these other 3 little children that JJ was raising by himself. And that when they were on the reality show Dancing Dolls, they tried to portray that JJ and Selena was married by trying to put her so much in the background. I don't know about any of this, but what I am going to say is that Selena comes on talked to Reality King today, this week. I guess it aired yesterday, and with Carlos King, and she gives a whole different portrayal. She does admit that the girls were living with him, JJ, and that when she had her first daughter, she was young, teenage mom, and she did want to go out more. So I think, and I don't think that either one of them are being accurate. I think both of them are lying. I think that both of them are not telling all of the truth. I think that Selena saying that she was a teenage mom and going away for a while, and that's when she dated um, Cliff, and then she wanted to work on her marriage and came back. And I think all of that is legit and true, but I don't think that they're being accurate, either one of them, about what was happening in the marriage, in their relationship. I think that there's a bit of, sorry, y'all, I'm getting so many emails and it's just ridiculous. I think that I think that there's some missing truth on both sides. I think that to claim, I don't believe that Selena was just an absent, like deuces to the parent, to being a mom and going away. Because if she was, I'm gonna let you know that children, especially daughters, would have some serious children would have some serious mom issues and would not be cool with mom if mom bounced and done whatever. And they also would not, they wouldn't have this level of angst against the stepmom if the stepmom was doing all of the mommy duties. And if the stepmom was doing some of the mommy duties, which I will believe, but was doing it from a genuine loving place or was doing it, see, that's how we need to understand this. Were you doing it to keep and get a man? Because if you were doing that, then the children know that. If you are doing it from a genuine place, like I really like, yeah, if you were doing it from a place where, yes, I'm doing it because I'm involved with your father, but I'm also doing it because it's the right thing to do. And then after a while, you've been with this person for, almost 20 years, you absolutely would start to love these children for sure. And if neither one of, I mean, and so the children is a great recipe in understanding that I don't think that she was as loving of a stepmother as she's putting on. So, needless to say, I've listened to both Selena and SoGucci's um, Carlos King interviews, and they're not being honest. And SoGucci, it's strange because SoGucci, when she was talking, it sounded, when she was talking about what she was like to JJ, when JJ and SoGucci were sitting next to each other, it was just, she said verbatim what she said on Carlos King. Now, I don't know about you, but I find that to be very suspicious because usually when people say things verbatim, it's a practiced speech. No one tells the story 100% every single time I ask you the question. not a long story for sure. So, and no one says it, even if it's something as simple, like, where are you from? Like, we can be asked that question multiple times and we could say it in different ways. I could be like, well, I'm from Los Angeles, I'm from Inglewood, I'm from, like, you can say all of these different things. And that's why I'm saying I don't believe this woman. Um, anyway, all the girls were upset. And so the girls are back at it at each other. So Gucci's kids are gonna probably have SoGucci side. Selena's kids have Selena's side. And so now we're back to not getting along again. And JJ blames Latrice and Cliff. He's like, look, Latrice and Cliff are snakes together. So Gucci thinks that Latrice, I'm thirsty. They both think so. Gucci and Latrice, I mean, so Gucci and JJ think that Latrice decided to invite Celine or Selena um, on purpose so it could be a setup. But we find out that they've been in the same room with each other before. So it wasn't, so this is not nothing new. They've been to a Latrice event together before, and no one has had anybody pop up or fight with each other. So this is all kind of really, really new and different. Um, Misha Ray meet with Letitia. There's not, the scene was really didn't give nothing because she wants Letitia is going to be mentoring her in business, which I think is nice. We should all look for mentors, and be a mentor. Maria with her daughter at the studio, and their dancing lesson. So she asks, so Gucci drives by, supposedly, and Maria, and she pulls over and she jumps in and starts talking to Maria. She tells Maria exactly what happened with SoGucci at the party. Maria instantly is like, Latrice invited Selena to be messy because she knows that Latrice and SoGucci are not on good terms. And um, I mean, I don't know. I really don't know how I feel about this idea of Latrice. Maybe she did. Maybe, I mean, maybe she did invite. I mean, I knew that she was being messy anyway with the wigs. I don't know if she really was inviting people just to be even more messier. I don't know. But on another note, I know that Latrice made a comment about I think it's the first episode about the BBLing or whatever. Um, I didn't really notice because I know it sounds ridiculous, but I am one of those people that really don't focus on people's butts. So if it's real or not, I wouldn't be able to tell. I don't really care. But Maria, I don't know if it's the pants, but this is the one time I was like, oh, I see what everyone else is seeing. That does not look great. And it's unfortunate that you get to this age, like she's way older than me, to get to this age. Like, I wish I would be in my 50s. Isn't she in her 50s or 40s? 40s/50s. And decide to get under the knife. Like, there are so many other things like working out, cold sculpting, body wraps. I mean, I'm not an advocate of this, but eating disorders. But I just cannot wrap my head around like a knife and cut and butt injection, and taking stuff out of one place and putting it in your butt. I just can't. And on the other hand, like having a big butt as a person who has a big butt, it hurts your knees and so I can and your back. And so I can't even imagine like when you have a butt that's not in proportion to the rest of your body, like how much more does that hurt your knees and how much more does that hurt your back? And then I see people who can't really sit for long periods of time, or they were making a comment like on Love and Hip Hop, how people behind the scenes were making comments about how like they'd sit on some of these people would be sitting on stuff and their butt leaks, or the fact that um in Love and Hip Hop, she kind of made a comment like I think um s- slap her. She was like, you can be slapping my butt because it's fake. You can't be slapping fake booties, and I'm just like, I I don't think this is the way that you need to go anyway, but I could be wrong. Your butt looks bad and I don't know how to fix it. I don't know what to tell you, but I'm just telling you as a person who is now looking at you on television, it don't look right. And maybe if you work out, then maybe this can figure its way out. I don't know. Latrice and Tambra, they have a wig event. Oh, they talk about the wig event at the park. And so Tambra does this whole apology and, to try to, I'm sorry that your event came out this way. She claims that Selena was triggered after all of the disrespect over the years. And then they were trying to have this whole kumbaya and is it possible to get along? Latrice did reach out to try to apologize to SoGucci, but at the same token, I think she definitely leans a little bit more on Selena's side. Both of them do. Um, Lynn is writing a song for we still talking about this song. And then they actually are like, she always supported my music career. Like, a music career is important. Um, Sorry about that. I won some wine, so I need to go pick it up. Um, anyway, okay. So what she JJ comes, okay, this music career. I think it's great for people to have an outlet and to make music, even if you're not good. So I'm not going to down anybody's perspective of making music as long as we have good expectations of what's going to happen with this music. But to say music career, you taking it 10 bridges too far. JJ comes over and he tells Glenn what happened, and gosh darn it. Right. I am so tired of gosh darn it. Is it possible to have a full sentence from JJ without the word gosh darn it in it? I don't know. He did put extras in it though, and his extras in it did not make SoGucci sound good. Like SoGucci said more than what she actually said, or at least what was actually shown on the show. So that was kind of funny. And he thinks Latrice and Cliff were planning on setting SoGucci up. Glenn's like, well, how you gonna work this out? And what you gonna do? And he's like, look, music can bring everybody to healing. Okay, stop it. Get out of it. Yeah. So they bounce, bounce. And Maria and Zuri, they have an event. They're at the kids' event. So Gucci's there. She's supportive. Um, Sonia is making all the points that I am here for. Sonia is Selena's daughter, and she's like, look, she's fake. Because if you thought that apologizing to me today would have been good, if apologizing to me would have been good, then you know what? You could have picked up the phone. You or my dad could have picked up the phone and set something up and let's talk about it privately. But you waited until this event, and you know what? You waited until the cameras, and then you apologize and giving a hug. I'm gonna be honest. You, even if my mother was the one to fight you first, you guys put your hands on each other. I get it. Um, I don't want your hug. I don't. I don't want your hug. I don't want your I don't want your nothing. So, and she's like, look, so Gucci's been disrespectful for years. She thinks that her mom couldn't take it anymore, um and that's on that. But and so Gucci's trying to be this innocent little flower, and that's the thing that I don't like. I don't like that she's trying to be innocent little flower, and I don't like that you are coming off like I can apologize for my actions because it shouldn't happen because you're just a kid, and but she's an adult and we shouldn't be acting this way, and I feel sorry about that. Like she's trying to make so the thing about this is that you're trying to come off like you're the good person, her mother's the bad person, and you're doing it in front of somebody else, and then you have this whole look like you have this look when because Sonia's not feeling you on it, that I can't believe. See, I'm really trying, and they're just not receptive to it. You cannot pull out that card. Okay, you can't. You cannot pull that card out on me at all. So, and especially you can't pull that because it makes it feel as if you're trying to turn the girls against their mother. And it would be more genuine if it was private. And if you wanted to do it public, you should be like, look, I know we're not gonna be cool right now because you gonna side with your mom. And I am sorry that you had to pick a side. But I just want you to know that we're gonna work it out and and know that I don't want you to feel I'm sorry that you have to feel that you have to pick a side. I really don't want you to feel that way. But I know that I love you and I respect the fact that you not feeling me right now and you don't want to be around me right now. And I'm going to give you space until I work it out with your mom, and we will work it out. Like that to me is a little bit more considerate, is a little bit more respectful, and a little bit more what they're looking for. But so Gucci is trying to be so good at being right. And be honest, like when you're dealing with families that are trying to mix and blend, there's a lot of time, and it sucks. It sucks. There's a lot of time that nobody's going to be right. Like, even though there is a right, for the sake of keeping peace with everyone and for the sake of making sure that the blended family works, everybody takes a loss because you want to keep peace so that the kids won't feel like they're trapped in the middle of being with one parent over the other. And it sucks. So, with that being said, that was this Bells Collective, and I will see you all, I guess, on Sunday for Real Housewives. Bye.